Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's
let
gonna
me get
swing
this
on
right.
Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the flower,
Mister, in honor of Molly Brown, and your nickname was?
Maladina Muffin Pie. Why are we not making Foo-Foo say Foo-Foo constantly?
It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, let me ask you a
blowing
question.
my mind.
Matt, let me ask you a question.
I can still
Like, if you asked
really
him to
enjoy
name-
these weekends and not know anything about it.
Have an opinion. Isn't that what you like to say?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Molly Brown.
It's the Matt and Molly Show. No Jim Rutledge this week. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. But for this week, it's going to be Matt and Molly. And we are presented by Coors Light. Matt and Ryan. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
Love it. God, it feels good to be Jim Rutledge. That's all I got to say. All I got to
Said
say.
no one ever.
Guys, what the heck is going on with the Milwaukee Brewers?
Ugh.
Like, is ESPN Madison bad luck now that we are the home of the Milwaukee Brewers? Because I'm kind of feeling like we are.
Has their season already been torpedoed?
Thank you. Not great. Not great. They just lost, if you were listening. They lost to the Kansas City Royals 11-1 in their home opener at American Family Field. Not a great way to start the season. Not looking great for my 100 wins prediction that I have going on this season. I'm starting to feel like, if any of you listeners were around a couple years ago, this was kind of before the Wilde and Tausch Bold-a-thon that they started doing every single year now. I believe that they started doing this because of me, because my prediction was so bold and maybe so bad. I'm a bottomless pit. But a couple years ago, I actually predicted that the Green Bay Packers were going to go undefeated, and then they proceed, and I believe I predicted that on a Friday before the season started. And by Sunday, they were getting hammered by the New Orleans Saints, like 38-7 or something.
That season, yeah.
Yes. So it was
That
that
was the
season.
Saints game in Florida.
In Jacksonville or whatever that they
Yeah.
had to
Yep.
move. Yep, because the Packers do terrible in Florida. I should have known, but so they end up losing that one. But on the bright side, and bringing it back to the Brewers, the Packers ended up having a killer season that year. Like,
Yep.
that was like the one game. I think they might have dropped one or two or maybe
games that
3
season,
games.
I think.
Yeah. So I was pretty dang close. So the Brewers still have how many more games to get 100 wins?
They have 159 games left. Or actually, 158, excuse me.
Okay, so they can lose 58 more times for me to be right.
It's going to be a tough
Yeah. They started
tough road for you, Molly.
0-4, and they're going to have to average 2-1 the rest of the season.
Can we just count how many runs the Brewers got scored against them just in the last couple days? You have the math?
They were outscored in the last 4 days 37-15.
Take that for data.
Is that a record?
No,
That has to be.
No,
It has
the
to
White
be.
Sox last year existed. That they probably beat that record last year. Though the Brewers did give up a record 15 home runs to the Yankees in their first 3 games. So they
And
have
9
set
of
some
them
records.
came in that
Saturday blowout.
20-9 blowout.
Yeah. Three pitches, 3 home runs for old Nestor Cortez. The Brewers'
Honestly,
big
though,
acquisition
would that have been one of the most fun
Yeah.
games to go to?
If you're a Yankees fan, yeah.
Well, I mean, the
even as a
Brewers
Brewers
hit,
fan,
like,
I suppose.
4 home runs.
Fair.
I mean, first of all, when you score 9 runs, you shouldn't lose very often.
No. So, if you're a fan, would you rather go to a game like that or like a no-hitter?
A no-hitter. If it was like a 1 or 2 hitter, I would be upset. A no-hitter is history. Probably.
But that was also history. You just said it.
Give me the barn burner. I want a bunch of runs.
Barn burner. It's not a barn burner and one team's burning the other team's barn. That's not the same thing.
29 runs scored.
Matt, if the Packers lost, 45-24 and they were down by like 3 touchdowns the whole game, would you call that a barn burner?
If I had to choose between that and that San Francisco game that we lost in the playoffs, where we lost in a 16-13 on a field goal by Robbie Gould. Yeah, I'll take the big loss over that one.
Okay. Yeah, to each their own.
Wait, you'd rather lose by a little bit?
I'd rather it be a competitive game, and I feel like I'm in it at some point. I never, as a Brewers fan on Saturday, we were never in it. We were never in it today either.
Yeah, but home runs are home runs are the most exciting thing in baseball, and I say that.
Yeah.
I say that as a fan that isn't really a fan, right? Like
Yeah.
I cheer for the Brewers,
The
but I'm not a
casual
big.
fan.
Yeah, I'm not a baseball gal. It's just not my sport. Maybe one day, maybe after the season, it will be when they get 100 wins. We'll see. But that has to be home runs are the most fun part about baseball. Summer and home runs, when you're just sitting there, relaxing, getting a tan, getting burnt if you're me, and then you're just watching home run after home run. I've never experienced that.
So
that would be incredible.
By saying this, you are pro Yankee torpedo bat.
If it's gonna result in more runs, more excitement during a game, hell yeah.
So let's just say hypothetically, every team in the MLB gets this bat, and the average score goes up 2.5 runs per game. Like, you're in for that?
Give me all the runs.
Don't
care.
Give
me all the runs. I take that back.
Don't care about.
Give me all the runs in baseball.
Yeah, there you go, Molly. Okay. So you
I'm a
don't.
bottomless pit.
You don't care about, obviously, as a casual fan, like the history or like the nostalgia or the what's the word I'm looking for? The
America's
tradition.
pastime.
The tradition of like classic baseball. You're cool with technology changes coming that are going to generate more offense.
Question: are you still going to hear the crack of a bat?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
That's all you want.
Yeah, I don't care.
Molly wants dingers, and that's it.
Why wouldn't you?
No.
Savage.
Here's the thing. I am a little upset that the Brewers didn't think of this. And the fact that they got this torpedo bat was rolled out on them, and they got absolutely embarrassed all weekend by the Yankees. Like, I kind of thought they're the better team. They pay their players more. They're the AL reigning champs. Like, I'm okay with the fact that we lost to the Yankees, but the fact that they had arguably a better bat than the Brewers team because they did their due diligence on like the rule book and how to skirt the rules and make a new bat that's more effective for their players. Like, why isn't every MLB team doing this? And like I said, I'm just a little bummed that the Brewers had it rolled out on them and it was that effective.
So let me ask the question: were torpedo bats a secret prior to this weekend?
I wouldn't say a secret, but they were used. I think Ryan was saying there's one guy on the Yankees that this like MIT graduate who now works in the front office for the Yankees focused on. And the idea was he kept getting jammed at the plate, right? So like he'd swing and the ball would be hit too close to his hands and not all the way to the sweet spot.
Okay.
So instead of like a rip and hit, it was like a blooper. And he was consistently hitting it on this spot closer to his hands than the meat of the bat. So what they did is they moved the meat of the bat closer to this guy's hands. So like the weight's the same, everything's the same except for the shape. Now the meat of the bat is closer to his hands, and when players are getting a hold of it there, it's getting launched. And like the idea is that those hits are going to benefit people that get jammed, but that's part of like pitching and throwing it to guys to like jam them up so they have a bad hit.
It's also sort of like maximizing the sweet spot for the best hitters too.
Right, and especially this is on analytics. This is where guys hit.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people that had no problem getting big hits and weren't getting jammed aren't using these, or on the Yankees aren't using these bats. But it seemed like everybody in the rotation,
Most of the Yankees players are
were
using them.
using these torpedo bats because it's just. I mean, first of all, if you think about it, if the weight's a little farther inside, you can turn the bat faster because all that heft and of the centrifugal force isn't going to be like so slow on the outside. All that weight's not on the outside; it's closer into your hands, so you'll be able to like turn the bat over faster.
Take that.
So to me, this feels like, and I know it's not just the Brewers, but you said it that they used it against the Brewers right away. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't you just be upset as a fan that your team isn't the team that's leading the pack with this?
You blew it! Yeah, but
shouldn't you?
Again, like, I think when you talk to baseball purists, like, that's not the way the bat was made. They skirted the way the rules were worded. So I did a little bit of a deep dive on this weekend because I was a little upset about it. I'm a
Just
nut.
like March Madness, right? He watched a lot of YouTube videos this weekend.
Again, I watched some YouTube
Torpedo
videos
bats.
on torpedo bats. And it just seems like it was like a parsing of words. They say that the bat has to taper from one end to the other. Now, they don't say that the taper has to start at the far end of the bat. It just has to be a straight taper. You can't, like, have a wavy bat.
Okay.
And it just seems like something like this isn't a traditional bat, and they knew exactly what they were doing. It was basically changing a technology that was used across the board, but they're like, this should give us a competitive advantage. We're not going to tell anybody about it. It's gonna come down to the MLB to decide if this is something that they want to keep or reword the rules, where it's just got to be one tapered bat, which would eliminate this. But I'm just curious, like, is it better for baseball? They already make a bunch of rules that are scoring friendly.
Is it better for the Brewers if they start using it? Because at this point, they need every advantage they can get.
100%. Like, that's the idea now is, like, why you need to get this bat as well.
Everyone needs to get this bat, honestly. I don't see a reason why any team wouldn't want to use this.
So our Siding Unlimited poll question will be, do you think torpedo bats should be legal? You can find that at ESPN Madison. That is our Siding Unlimited poll question. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. But Matt, this reminds me of the way that you've talked about brooms.
Yes.
And curling.
Curling brooms are going through a bit of a torpedo bat phase right now. And there was some companies that came out with the technology. They said that the foam had to be in the broom, had to be a certain density, and they really pushed the limit of it. And now you can manipulate shots better than you ever have been able to with a curling broom. Technically, it's within the rules. Like, they sent these brooms into the World Curling headquarters and they tested them. They're like, good to go. But everyone's kind of saying that these are manipulating the stone in a way that's like outside the spirit of the game. Is kind of like the scuttlebutt. The spirit of the game. Now, that's kind of the key word there. A lot of the elite players say this is not good for curling in general. It makes it easier than it should be. Like, curling can be pretty precise and fairly difficult. This makes it a lot easier. And it's the same kind of thing with this bat. It makes hitting home runs easier because they're made for these kind of people that get jammed up when they're hitting. So on one end, in the curling aspect, I don't like it because I think it's outside of the spirit of the game. It's not the way the game should be played. So I'm kind of against them. But now I think like the baseball purist is going to say that's outside the spirit of the game as well. Mm-hmm. Now, as somebody who just wants to watch dingers and high-scoring baseball games, I'm kind of pro-torpedo bat. So I'm kind of like contradicting myself right now because I'm anti-technology in curling, but I'm like, that's pretty cool in baseball, even though it was against the Brewers. If they got their hands on a torpedo bat or if they got their hands on that extra dense foam curling broom, I would be stoked for that.
So do you personally, for curling, do you feel like different do you call them matches or games?
Well, either.
Okay. Do you feel like personally matches that you've competed in have been affected greatly by the broom?
Yeah, I literally just competed. I spent 4 years playing mixed doubles curling with my sister with one particular type of broom against other people with very similar or the same curling broom. And then 3 weeks before the Olympic trials, this broom gets like invented and given to only teams that are sponsored by that company. Me not being one of them. So like we were at a disadvantage because I couldn't even go and buy the broom at the time. So I don't even know if the Brewers could like call up Louisville Slugger and say, hey, that torpedo bat looks pretty cool there, bud. How about you send some up to old Milwaukee and we'll send you some beers.
Send you some lineys.
So like that's just like one of those things. Like, how fast can the Brewers turn around and get a bat like this,
right?
And take full advantage of it until it's either deemed illegal or legal. But like for the time being, it's allowed. So that's an advantage I feel like they should take.
Sadler of the Pat McAfee Show says Molly is a dinger diva. I'll take it. I will take it. Robin Madison says the most exciting thing in the MLB is the hitter rushing the mound and letting Nolan Ryan start cold clocking. And Robin Madison says adapt or die as well. But I'm curious, how much do you guys think, and obviously we've talked about the bat and whatnot, but I'm curious if you think that, does the Brewers pitching have anything to do with the amount of runs that have been scored on them?
I mean, maybe, but that, semantics, Molly.
Okay.
Shaw, come on. It's not our fault.
Rubbish.
We can get into more of that later. But again, our Siding Unlimited poll question today is, do you think torpedo bats should be legal? Chime in on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more, 844-770-3776. Want to tell you about my friends over at Carbon World Health. I'm so excited to get my journey at Carbon started at their brand new location in the Prairie Lake Shopping Center. Their state-of-the-art facility will feature Carbon's innovative services, including Botox, hydrofacials, M-Sculpt, IV therapies, and so much more. Stop in today to get started on your health and beauty journey. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Who just Who was that?
That was Molly.
Okay.
Molly's a snorter, and she makes weird noises when she laughs.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah! Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. A changing system. Pro Football Hall of Famer and Wisconsin Badger legend Joe Thomas weighing in on college football's new landscape. During his appearance on Wilde and Tush, Thomas with his solutions on a more level playing field in the NIL era.
It seems like there's enough people in Congress that see the problem. Who doesn't want to save college sports, right? Like, we want to see this fair, equitable, transparent, where the players are being rewarded and valued for their work and their income that they're creating for their university. But there has to be more transparency.
Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Outside In. That's what we call our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the cool stuff you want outside in your yard displayed inside. Patios, decks, pavers, and an automated pergola, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, a putting green, and in-ground pool. Even a converting 3-season room that's either outside or inside. We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. Your outdoor living potential awaits you at our Outside In showroom, 2018 South Stoughton Road. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar Giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Ideal Bar, Cahoots Bar, New Paradise Lounge, and Wilson's Bar and Grill.
Get your team together. Softball is back for 2025. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's Adult Summer Softball Leagues is now open. Men's, women's, and all-gender slow pitch and women's fast pitch leagues are forming now for the summer season. MSCR Softball Leagues offer fun for every level of player and welcome all participants. Spend your summer evenings with us on the Diamond. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
After this weekend, the number of orders of these bats from around Major League Baseball are going to be going up significantly. We're going to see this a lot more in games, and it's just going to be a question with guys of comfort and feel as much as anything.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. We are asking you the question of, do you think torpedo bats should be legal? That was Jeff Passan basically saying that he believes that torpedo bats are going to be everywhere soon.
Oh, they're going to be flying off the shelves.
How soon can new equipment, new technology hit the rest of the league? Do you guys have any gauge on that? What does that look like?
So I saw on Sunday, as early as Sunday, is that the Twins batter Ryan Jeffers, I believe, was also using a torpedo bat. The same one the Yankees are using. I don't know if it's the same brand necessarily or same model. Who knows what the models are at this point? Maybe one has like a shark fin on it for all I know. But as far as I can tell, this is available to any team in the MLB that wants to use it. And I believe there are other teams around the MLB who have dabbled in it, but the Yankees are the ones who just have pretty much gone all in.
So you kind of got to be, I don't know the right way to say this, but if you're an MLB team and you're not going to use the torpedo bat, that's a pretty dumb decision, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, if we are saying that the amount of runs that the Brewers had scored on them was caused by a specific bat, but yet the Brewers don't end up going out to go use that bat, that's a dumb decision, right?
It's a dumb decision. And again, I think there was still going to be home runs hit on the Brewers. Like, it could have amplified it. I'm thinking, my gut's telling me like 2 extra runs because of these torpedo bats. So, like, not a lot. The Brewers are still getting smashed. But I think it made a difference, right?
Mm-hmm. So in Jeff Passan's article on ESPN.com, you can find it there. It says that it'll increase likely the speed of bats hit off the ball by maybe like 1 mile per hour, which admittedly can make a difference between a fly ball and a home run. I mean, we saw it in the Yankees game in the Bronx on Sunday. I mean, Jazz Chisholm, who, if you look at the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, you can see him holding his torpedo bat, and this guy, who is known for maybe hitting 11 home runs a year, had back-to-back home runs against Brewers on Sunday. And it's because he's got the fat torpedo bat on his shoulder. He's got that girthy bat.
I think where the big difference is going to be made is strikes and foul ticks.
Yes.
Where you'll get to stay batting or keep batting because you made a little bit of contact, and it gives you that next chance to just hit one out there. The thing is, the barrel where they used to hit the ball was not as wide as where they're hitting it on this torpedo bat. So, like, that extra width of the bat is going to make all of those pitches in that vicinity, like, are going to get hit differently. More solid contact. So, like, that line drive that was hit with a regular bat might be out of the park because it was hit on the sweet spot of the bat. Or like I was saying, that strike, that near-miss strike is going to be a foul tick, and they're going to be able to stay at the plate and keep putting pressure on the defense. Like, there is...
Pressure!
There's no downside to this bat as a hitter in my eyes unless you're, like, a purist and you're like, this is against my moral code for baseball. Well, the way I'm kind of saying that about curling brooms, like, this broom is against my moral code. I don't want to use it, but to be competitive, I have to use it. So, like, I kind of feel like the Brewers, like it or not, this is where it's headed. And if they don't change anything, you'd rather be on the bus at the same time as everyone else than on the, like, waiting for the next one.
Right. Early return of our poll question. 68% say yes, it is fair game that torpedo bats should be legal. And 32% say no, they should be banned, which... that's interesting. But like I said before we headed to the break, how much of this and the Brewers' lack of success over the last couple games, how much of it is due to pitching, do you guys think?
I mean, a fair bit, I would imagine. There's some injuries that we're trying to get better. There's some batters and some players that are injured that are coming back shortly.
I'll say this. If you watch the game on Saturday where the Yankees hit 3 home runs off Nestor Cortez's first 3 pitches,
MLB record.
Brutal.
Torpedo
That's an
bats,
MLB record.
Torpedo bats are not. Yeah, first time in MLB history it's happened, right?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Torpedo bats are not. Those were long gone home runs. The Brewers have some gaping holes in the starting lineup right now. The guy who pitched for them today literally hadn't played in an MLB game since 2023. He was in Japan the last 2 years, and he's the starter on the home opener. Are
they just not prepared? Like,
but they have a lot of guys injured.
They're just coming back from injury, and I'm sure, like, injured reserve situations are different for baseball than it is for football. Like, I don't know how that goes.
Brandon Woodruff is coming back off of a major injury they missed all of last season for. Robert Gasser missed the end of last season because he was injured. The Brewers pitching staff has been depleted. It's why they had to go trade for Nestor Cortez and give up Devin Williams. I mean, they were going to give up Devin Williams anyways, but they tried to get a starting pitcher for a reason, yes. But yeah, it's definitely the Brewers pitching, and the hitting did okay over the weekend, but
4 games, 15 runs isn't awful.
It's not awful, but also
it's probably below the average you'd want to be.
When the other team's already given up, like when you've given up 18 runs, the other team, do you think the other team's pitchers are trying too hard?
Well, I think they're trying because it doesn't take a lot to get out of the game, but you can throw way more freely when you know that you've got a couple run cushion.
For sure, but you can also throw more dangerously and give up some runs too.
Yeah, I just feel like when the pressure's off a little bit, you can just kind of go out there and do your thing. Like pressure to me is where is going to affect the player way more. Like when you have that comfortable lead, it's way easier to pitch or play because even if you have a miss or an error of some sort, you know that it's not that big a deal. We've still got this game in the bag.
True. Do you guys think if the Brewers had torpedo bats, it would have changed anything in these first 4 games?
I mean, like Matt said, maybe a couple.
What was it? The first game was close-ish.
First game would be the only one where maybe it could have made a difference.
Well, because 2 of their home runs were only home runs. Their first home run that the Yankees hit, the only MLB park in all of MLB, that was a home run, was at Yankee Stadium in that little short bleacher section. Their second home run was only a home run in 9 different major league ballparks. So, that might have been the difference. Those might be flyouts if that barrel's a tiny bit narrower.
But if the Brewers had the torpedo bats.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they maybe.
You really did do a lot of research on this.
More, because it kind of hit home. It's very similar to this broom thing going on right now for curling. It's just kind of it hits home. Soft spot.
For sure, I understand. Was this the worst home opener for the Milwaukee Brewers? Like ever?
It's the worst I can remember.
Can you imagine going to a game today? I mean, luckily it's still the sun is shining outside. It's nice still. It's comfortable weather. It's not cold by any means.
They domed it up today.
Well, I would assume so because it's still only 40 degrees or something outside. But you just got blown out. 11-1.
But the Royals too. It's again, I kind of expected the loss to the Yankees. I was kind of hoping we'd at least steal 1 of the 3 games, but. This is the Royals. They're probably the next smallest market team next to you. Yeah. You should give them a run for their money. Mm-hmm. Instead, you got just crushed. Now, I was listening on the way in. Is there a bunch of former Brewers on the Royals?
Mark Canha's on the Royals. That's the only one who I know of off the top of my head. I mean, Lorenzo Cain played for them for a while. He was traded there before coming back to Milwaukee, and they've had a lot of trades back and forth throughout the years.
Gotcha.
That's how they acquired Zach Greinke.
Bottom feeders working with bottom feeders.
Well, except the bottom feeders in Kansas City won a World Series during that span.
Yeah,
That's the
difference. They spent some money. What's the trick?
They spent.
Is it the barbecue?
Well, it was partially it was because the Brewers traded Lorenzo Cain, and he was one of the most important players for them on that World Series run. But anyways, the Brewers just didn't make the right choices and didn't get the right returns. The Royals are a good. I mean, they're like you said, they are kind of the Brewers of the AL. Yeah, which is why, as you said, makes it today even worse. 11-1.
We'll continue to talk Brewers. We'll get into some Packer news and the Tush push. And we still got Throwing Stones left to come today on Jim, Matt, and Molly. Now let's hear from Jim as he tells us about Chalmers Jewelers.
Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton is Madison's custom jeweler. They are Madison's family-owned jeweler. Whether you go to the Madison or Middleton location, you're going to run into either Garrett, Devin, Ruth, or Scott Chalmers, and you're going to have an opportunity to work with one of their great custom jewelers. So if you're looking for a custom piece of jewelry and you want to make sure it's the best in the area, go to Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
9 minutes of fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports and Update brought to you by Stoughton Health, providing experienced physicians, nurses, therapists, technicians, and staff for personalized, forward-thinking, expert healthcare. Stoughton Health, trusted care close to home. And the Brewers need all the help they can get close to home as they fall 0-4 on the season after losing to the Royals 11-1 in today's home opener. Brewers getting torpedoed all weekend, and not just because of the bats, apparently. Brewers swept 3-0 in their opening weekend series against the Yankees out in the Bronx. Brewers made a late push to lose 4-2 on opening day, but then were outscored 32-12 over the Saturday and Sunday games. Saturday, the Yankees hit 3 home runs on the first 3 pitches from pitcher Nestor Cortez. First time in MLB history that's happened. Yankees also became the first team to hit 15 home runs over 3 games since the 2006 Tigers. Oof. Brewers losing 11-1 today as well. They'll look to be bouncing back tomorrow against the Royals at AmFam Field with first pitch scheduled for 6:40 p.m. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Bucks haven't been doing much better. They've also lost 4 games in a row after falling to the Atlanta Hawks last night. Bucks will be back at it tomorrow as they host the Suns at Pfizer Forum with 6:30 p.m. tip-off.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim.
He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the flower from It's Murr.
Mr. in honor of Molly Brown, and your nickname was?
Maladina Muffin Pie. Why are we not making Foo-Foo say Foo-Foo constantly?
It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Matt, let me ask you a question.
I can still
if you
really enjoy these weekends and not know anything about it.
Have an opinion. Isn't that what you like to say?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Molly Brown.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Hour 2, but we've really only been on for, I don't know.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
What?
20, 30 minutes. I don't know. Because the Brewers game was on earlier. They did lose to the Kansas City Royals 11-1. Remember that ESPN Madison is your home for every Milwaukee Brewers baseball game this season. So we were talking about the torpedo bats, and we did ask our Siding Unlimited poll question earlier. We said, do you think that torpedo bats should be legal? Right now, early returns. Yes, fair game, 72%. No, should be banned, 28%. Where do you land on that, Matt? Yes? No? Somewhere in between?
I'm feeling very conflicted. I think it's better for baseball.
But not better for curling?
But yeah, in the curling situation, it's not better. So I'm like, I feel like I should vote in solidarity, assuming that the players feel the same way I do. I'm a nut.
I actually do wonder.
Like, what's a player, like, do you think Alex Rodriguez, who hit a ton of home runs last year, amazing baseball player, thinks that this is good?
Alex Rodriguez? A-Rod?
Oh, not Alex Rodriguez. Who am I Judge, Aaron Judge.
No, I totally understand where you get him confused, though. I totally
Giants
get it.
that hit dingers.
Fair.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Totally my bad. Wow.
I
but
get it,
do you think
though.
Aaron Judge feels bad? Like, first of all, if you're gifted like that, why would you want everyone else to have a little bit more juice or pep in their bat? Like, That's your advantage.
Maybe don't say juice because I believe that somebody in the MLB just got suspended for 80 games for
and you're
juicing.
always talking about Alex Rodriguez as well. That's
Yeah.
why Matt thought of it.
Yeah,
initially.
I was waiting to use the word
Fair.
juiced.
Which
for
Aaron,
real, though,
Aaron
like-
Judge, by the way, had a grand slam this weekend.
Yep.
Correct?
3 home runs that game. Grand slam, one of them.
I think he's on pace for
Brutal.
1,000 home runs currently. After playing the Brewers, playing the Brewers will do that for your stats right now. Yeah, it'll really pump him up. He's not on pace for actually 1,000 home runs. I'm just kidding.
I'm really no. I was actually doing the math in my head. I'm like, how many is that divided by 162 games? Correct?
162, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. That'd be a lot.
I think the joke was after Sunday's game. I think
But it
he was,
feels like it.
He was on pace for like 360.
That's insane.
He's on pace for a home run every game right now.
Yeah.
Because he's probably had 4 games, assuming they played today as well. 4 home runs.
As of Sunday, he was on pace for like 300 home runs.
I mean, and
if
again,
he played the Brewers every game.
But I'm just saying, a guy like that, a guy who, there's going to be players who are your classic warning track power kind of players, guys that can hit it out there but aren't necessarily known for hitting out of the park. They might, that little extra bit of meat in the bat where they're making contact might help them get more home runs. So if you're someone who is naturally gifted enough to hit home runs with the original bats, why would you want other people being able to do the same thing? Because at the end of the day, if you can hit it 350 feet, that's all you need. Like, it doesn't matter if you can hit it 450, because as long as it goes 351, that's a home run. Roughly. You know, obviously every park is different, but like that threshold, it doesn't matter if you hit it farther or not. So like Aaron Judge isn't really getting that benefit because he can already hit it out. It's the people that are really close, I feel like it's going to affect the most.
This could do wonders for Christian Yelich. It
Yeah.
really could.
Yeah.
I hope they get these bats.
Joey
soon.
Ortiz might be able to hit a home run with this.
Bryce Terang.
Yeah, I mean, you never
the
know.
Entire bottom of the Brewers order might actually start to hit the ball, at all.
Yeah, and at least contact, understand at the plate. I don't know. Ban him.
Okay, so another thing that other people are trying to get banned, the tush push. That's what this immediately in my head.
Ban them both.
Right. Well, I mean, to each their own. But immediately in my head, when we started talking about banning or making these legal or illegal, whatever it may be, with the torpedo bats, it got me thinking, and Brian Gutekunst and the other NFL owners are down in Florida at the owners' meetings. And Brian Gutekunst talked a little bit about the tush push because, like we have talked about on the show in the past, the Green Bay Packers were the team that proposed the rule change of banning the tush push. Ryan,
Remember, Mark Murphy was the one who proposed it.
Yeah.
Brian
Brian
Gutekunst
Gutekunst, Mark Murphy, come on.
Well, he talks about that a little bit here.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, it really wasn't a huge part of drafting a proposal or anything like that, but I'm very much in support of it. I think, certainly the medical professionals at the league have high concerns about, putting players in positions that could lead to catastrophic injuries. And I think this is something that needs to be discussed, and we need to be proactive rather than reactive on that.
Is the Tucker Kraft play, would that fall into the same category though, or is that somehow?
Yeah, it's really any play where a player is getting pushed from behind initially like that. So yes,
the net play was successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we owe it to our players. It's not about success; it's about health and safety here.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I will say.
I said this before to Jim, and Jim, I mean, he wouldn't even let me bring it up on the air that I said it was about safety.
See, that's where my mind immediately went to. The reason why they want to ban it and the reason why it could potentially get banned is due to safety. That is
Right.
100% where my mind was.
Because I don't think you're allowed to do that on the defensive side of the ball. You can't push your lineman through the O-line.
Okay. And also, you can't
you're
do this.
allowed to do it on offense.
Also, you can't do this with a running back holding the ball. Correct?
I do not believe.
Well, you kind of see it. Like,
It
you
happens.
definitely see
it happens downfield, but I believe the way that it's typically been interpreted is that once it's at the line of scrimmage or close to the snap, that you're not supposed to be able to push your player forward the way that the Eagles have with Jalen Hurts at the tush push, especially not after the immediate snap of the football. And I think that's what the Packers, or that portion is what the Packers are trying to ban.
So, Matt, your immediate reaction to Brian Gutekunst saying he had nothing to do with this, but he supports this idea?
I mean, as part of the Packers ownership, we stand in solidarity with Mark Murphy.
Felt like Green Bay to me.
We all had a little bit
Until
of-
July? When do we stand in solidarity with Ed policy?
I mean, I'm down for the policy of Ed policy.
He's a complicated fella.
But as for Mark Murphy, like, kind of in the same as Goody. Like, I wasn't a part of drafting the proposal, but I'm in favor of banning the tush push.
Why though? Are you actually in favor of banning the tush push?
I think it's a boring play. Yeah, like I was very upset.
You think it's a boring play because it's not your team successfully doing it?
I was upset by it watching the Commanders play the Eagles and that whole situation. Like, it literally upset me that they kept running it. There kept being penalties. The ref literally threatened to give the Eagles a touchdown if they jumped off sides again. Like, it sounds like a parent was scolding their kid. Like, you'll never get a cookie again if you keep stealing cookies from the cookie jar.
But also, flip it. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, that is your team, and you are manipulating the other team enough to almost get a free touchdown, you're happy as heck about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm an Eagles fan, I think everybody else should just get good at it. But, like, realistically, it's a 3-yard play. It's a 2-yard play. That is boring.
Yeah, but it comes in clutch, especially if you think about it, when a defense needs to get a stop in order to potentially get the ball back for their offense, and they can't because they get a tush push on them.
Okay, Molly, let's put this perspective. Neutral game. We're just watching a football game.
Okay.
And it is 3rd and 1. We'll say 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the line. Would you rather watch a team do the tush push or run a slant? Or a pitch outside, or a handoff? You would still rather watch that tush push? That has to be the bottom tier of football play.
No, I mean, of course you want the sexy play, right? Like, everybody wants that, of course.
But even a not sexy play, like handing the ball off and running it up the middle, like that is more entertaining than this. This is literally the bottom of the barrel, most boring play you can run on offense as an NFL football team. And they're weaponizing it to a point where it's going to be a top tier play. You really want the most boring play in football to be one of the most effective used plays in the NFL on important situations? Where's the drama going to come from?
The drama.
You're just going to if everyone can get a 1 yard 80% of the time, I think that was the stat for the NFL. It was like 80% effective. That's boring football.
Interesting. So how did you feel when the Packers, they just mentioned in that clip, how did you feel this season when the Packers, I think, Ryan, we've talked about on the show, was there 3 plays in a row when they used Tucker Kraft?
I think it was 3 3rd or 4th downs in a row.
Okay, yeah, it was something crazy where it felt like they were successful at it. How did you feel watching that? When the Green Bay Packers did it themselves with Tucker Kraft, because they obviously can't do it with Jordan Love.
There's no pushing of Tucker Kraft's tush. Remember, he lined up and then just did a quarterback sneak. But it was like a surprise quarterback sneak.
But that's the thing that's going to be. I mean, I get it that there is a difference.
I'm fine with the QB sneak, but the tush push almost like ensures the yard. Like, we see plenty of quarterback sneaks get stood up. Like, that's still a thing. Part of me too, I think, and I look at like field goal or extra points in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
They made them at a 90% clip, and they're like, that's too much. We need to make it a little bit harder. What's the difference? If someone's successful on a play 85% of the time, it's broken. That's my opinion.
Okay.
But is it broken just for the Eagles or for the rest of the league?
The Eagles are in the 90s at it.
Because this is kind of like what you were saying with Aaron Judge, too, where like he's naturally gifted the way Jalen Hurts is naturally gifted at being able to get that yard because he squats like 700 pounds or whatever as a quarterback.
But you don't need Saquon to push you then. If you're that guy, you don't need Saquon to push you. Then if you get the 1 yard, if they're in the same situation, they run normal quarterback sneaks and they get it, what am I going to do? The guy is literally physically gifted. You can't regulate that. You can regulate how the play is run. And if you get 2 full-grown NFL humans pushing each other in a direction with a common goal, and that's get 2 to 3 yards, like, and they do it every single time, that's where you can draw a line and be like, hey, that's probably shouldn't be allowed. Football! Like,
sounds like football to
If
me.
it was an individual, the same with the Tucker Kraft thing. Like, he wasn't pushed from behind. That was a quarterback sneak trick play with the tight end. But for all intents and purposes, that was a quarterback sneak. With it's our guys versus your guys in it 1 run. When you throw in that extra person pushing, it just seems like it's overkill.
So what if Jordan Love was capable of doing it at the same level that the Philadelphia Eagles can? Would you be okay with it? Because it's your team?
I'm okay with exploiting the rule until it's changed. Like the same with the Brewers. Like get this bat until they ban it, and if they don't, you're in on the game. But for the Packers, like if you can run it as effectively, like run it. But I hate it.
So is it that the Packers are just kind of jealous right now?
I just don't think they can do it I mean,
they
a
can't
little bit.
stop it.
I'm a little jealous. It would be nice if Jordan Love could guarantee 2 yards every single time on a tush push with Josh Jacobs pushing him through the middle.
And also, let us not forget that the Green Bay Packers lost to the Eagles twice last season. They began their season against the Eagles, and they ended their
Fortunately,
season
the tush push, I think, was only used like once or twice against the Packers in that playoff game.
I don't feel like it really played a factor in that game, which is why I'm surprised.
No, but it was a
that
factor in the
were the
next
ones
game. And it was
dumb.
dumb.
Against Commanders, it was wild. That was wild.
Like, I don't even think that's an opinion of mine. I think we can all agree that was, like, outside of Philadelphia, that was a dumb series of events.
Yeah. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. Remember, you can always chime in on the YouTube stream as well, on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Rick, our good friend from North and South in DeForest, says, Deflategate, this is cheating. It's completely cheating. I believe he was referring to the bats, though. And then Joseph says, Primetime Wollersheim, time to shine without Jim around hogging the airtime.
Judgmental Jim.
I don't know. I don't feel like I've been talking that much today. Have I been?
No, but he's saying it's your time to shine.
Yeah, when you have come in, you've been a star.
I think it's just because I'm here to fill in as Jim's mediator of all things.
Well, it's
ESPN.com.
nice. You're a stat guy. You're the guy who knows the things that I'm vibing on.
Take that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. You're the one who came with all the torpedo bats.
I was just hot on that.
You really were. I was not expecting this.
Get your dial-in fingers ready. ESPN's Fantasy Focus Football Podcast is coming to Green Bay on April 23rd. Field Yates, Daniel Dopp, Mike Clay, Liz Loza, and Stefania Bell are doing a live show at the Tundra Trio. ESPN Wisconsin wants to send you and a friend up to Green Bay to see the show happen live. Right now, caller number, what do we say, 10?
Yeah, we were going by how many runs the Brewers lost by today.
All right. Caller number 10 wins 2 tickets to ESPN's Fantasy Focus Football live at the Tundra Trio. See the show up close, meet all the hosts, and get complimentary food and drinks and Fantasy Focus Football podcast merch. That's caller number 10 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller number 10 wins 2 tickets to the podcast. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for full details. Now let's hear from Jim as he tells us about Carbon World Health.
You've heard me talk about Carbon World Health and semaglutide and hormone optimization for a while now. What are you waiting for if you haven't checked it out? Dr. Ness Rodriguez is the expert on both of those things. He's been a leader on both of those things because he is a doctor. He understands what will work best for your body. So the best way to get into the best shape of your life is to combine the right workout plan for you along with, if needed, some medical help, whether it's GLP-1s or hormone optimization. Go to carbonworldhealth.com to see how they can help you today.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
You know it's a slam dunk. Pizza Hut's large 3-topping pizza for just $11.99. Whether you're in the stands, on the road, or on the couch, Pizza Hut's got an unbeatable deal for watching the big game. Pepperoni, sausage, and mushrooms? How about ham, pineapple, and bacon? Create the pizza combination that's perfect for you, no matter the game plan. Head to the Pizza Hut location near you. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Relive every high-flying dunk.
Oh! And a one-hand slam!
And fantastic finish.
We are going to overtime, folks!
From the boys' state basketball tournament.
Back-to-back state championships for the Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings.
Download all 5 state championship games on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Football fans, Verizon is giving you the chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets to the first day of the 2025 draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnwisconsincontest.com.
They did it again. For the 5th time, Siding Unlimited, the 30-year-old Wisconsin family-owned company, is the Pella Window and Door Company's Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year in the whole USA. Siding Unlimited is here in Madison with a dynamic outside-in showroom. See Siding Unlimited's window, door, roofing, deck, and other great outside stuff inside at 2018 South Stoughton Road, south of Buckeye. See Siding Unlimited's frequent Instagram posts or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Look, we all know that as we age, our bodies change, but Carbon World Health can help. They have a process of testosterone replacement therapy that includes a diagnostic exam and blood tests to assess your hormone levels to make sure that they are optimal for you, not optimal for your age. Carbon World Health can help you increase your energy, focus, and overall health with their approach to hormone therapy. It's all about quality of life for you. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Oh yeah, round and round, round they go. I get around, still clown with the underground when we come around. Around and round, round they go. Stronger than ever. Back to get wrecked. All respect to those who break their neck to keep their check, cause though they sweat a brother majorly. And I don't know why your girl keeps paging.
Yeah, no, I talked to John Thornton's his agent. We talk weekly about these things and working together on finding the best solution for everybody. Obviously, we invested a lot in Jair, and we want to make sure that if he's not going to be on our football team helping us win games, that we get something back for that investment. So we'll see where it goes. But again, working with him weekly and trying to figure out what's best for both Jair and the Packers.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Matt and Ryan, if the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
That was, I do have the power. That was Brian Gutekunst flexing his power down there in Florida at the NFL owners meetings. What do you make of that audio that we just heard of him talking about Jair Alexander and his future with the Green Bay Packers?
That to me is just classic Goody holding his draft picks and his draftees at a higher level than maybe their value.
You think so?
Jair is great, right? Like, no doubt about it. The guy is 2-time All-Pro. He was Goody's best draft pick. Jury's out in Jordan Love still, but at this point in time, Jair was the best draft pick Goody's ever made.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Goody holds him higher than market value. And the reason the Packers haven't got a deal done for Jair is because Goody's asking too much for him. Because Goody probably asks too much for his first-round picks, or any draft pick for that matter. I just think Goody's guys are people that he holds in higher regard, at least the ones that pan out, and Jair is the most effective one he's ever picked. So, like, I think part of the issue with the Packers having not moved on from him yet could be Goody's asking the world for a guy who probably doesn't command that much.
You really think he's still asking the world for him at this point? I think he's probably asking for like a 6th-round pick.
Well, that's my point. What if the market says 6th round is fair for Jair Alexander, but Goody's still like, I think I can get a 5 for him. He's that good.
But wouldn't you rather?
And then he torpedoes deals because of it.
But wouldn't you rather have him trying to get something for Jair, especially when they're not necessarily in a time crunch right now? Like,
well, if they don't let Jair walk before June 1st,
yes,
he is going to be a good cap hit. And if you've got a disgruntled guy who doesn't want to play there,
okay, so you still have 2 months before then. That if he's at least trying to get something a little bit higher than, let's say, it's a 6th-round pick.
Now, did he mention that there's no rush to get anything done before the draft?
Yes, he said they wanted to get something done by the draft if possible, but I don't think that's a requirement.
But in the Packers situation, don't you think they need a corner regardless if Jair is on the team or not?
Well,
because I do.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. But you might know if you've got to get 2 corners. Do I go for a 2nd-round corner and a 5th-round corner, or maybe I got another pick where I can go ahead for Jair that you can go ahead and then use on a corner, and hopefully it hits where it's good depth, adds to your depth. Like, having that done is going to affect how you wheel and deal in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
So
potentially.
Goody says it's not important. It's pretty important. It's pretty important to get this
as
done
an owner,
before
you're
the
saying
draft.
it's pretty important, right?
I just feel like, yeah, as an owner, I would like.
Sound like Green Bay to me.
Wouldn't you like to know your roster so you know exactly where your holes are?
Don't you think they know what it is already, though? They're just not saying it.
For sure.
He's just not saying it.
He's being tight-lipped.
Well, you have to be tight-lipped about it, because if you say, yeah, Jair's going to walk and we're going to cut him, nobody is going to jump in for it unless they absolutely have to have Jair. If they don't want to deal with any competition, like deal with 4 other teams trying to send him offers and deal with that kind of competition, you have to get him now. But like, wait right to the draft. Maybe wait until the draft, and when you're up, maybe your guy got picked just ahead of you. There's a guy 4 spots back that you think you could get, and that's where the Packers are, and they're like, hey, we'll give you this pick right now for Jair. Like, that's how you get fleeced. If you're Goody, he's basically already, the fact that Ryan was like, we kind of already know our roster. That is, if that's what Ryan Wollersheim, ESPN Madison producer for Jim, Matt, and Molly thinks, what do you think? What do you think every GM in the league is thinking about it? They're thinking the same thing. It's like, why would we offer Goody a half-eaten sandwich and $50 when I know at June 1st I can just send him an offer without offering Goody anything?
Because
I can eat the rest of my sandwich.
Then he hits the open market, and you have to outbid other teams. Whereas if you trade for him, you get the exclusive rights to him, and maybe all you have to give up is a 7th-round pick.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They're going to wait until the 11th hour to do anything with it. Goody already showed his hand.
What do you think Jair is feeling? Right, like he ended the season last year basically saying goodbye to Green Bay is how I interpreted it. He didn't end the season happy being in Green Bay.
He refused to speak to the media at locker cleanout day.
Right. Like, what do you think he's feeling right now? Like, is he frustrated with the process? Is he just like, all right, I'm chilling. Like, he's not going to be the one that gets screwed, right? It's going to be the Packers.
He's saying you either trade me or release me because I'm not like re-signing with you. We're done.
And he's going to get a job somewhere. He's still good enough to get a job.
For
it's
sure.
just a matter of him playing. But I mean, like, I just wonder what he's feeling knowing that his future is kind of uncertain.
Yeah, there's some uncertainty, but at the end of the day, he's going to get paid and he's going to go somewhere where somebody wants him, whether they want him enough to go give up some draft capital or they want him enough to beat out other teams in a bidding war, essentially. He knows right now and these last couple months, it's going to feel like he's not very wanted. But once he's either dropped or traded, he's going to feel very wanted by his new team.
We'll continue to talk all things Green Bay Packers as we go along here. We've got Throwing Stones coming up next, but first, let's hear from Jim as he tells us about the Bruce Company. This is Jim, Matt, and
Looking to
Molly.
elevate your outdoor living space? The Bruce Company is Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. Exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles and colors, and made with durable materials that hold up to whatever Wisconsin weather brings. I know that because I have furniture from the Bruce Company. Many sets from deep city dining that can be customized and designed to your style. Find a time to swing by their furniture showroom in Middleton and let their trained staff help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Wait, you admitted to dropping a dealer off?
Well, I didn't tell the drug part of it. I just said, hey, we just were taking advantage of Milwaukee. We feel like idiots. Totally.
I'm just some dummy from Cedarburg. Help me.
It was in Cedarburg.
I'm from Ozaukee County.
It was in Cedarburg, yeah. So, you want to pay that ticket? You want to deal with that?
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Being a Pella consultant means helping people build their dreams.
Customers really appreciate just how prepared we are. All the samples, the videos, pictures.
We are with you from start to finish. You literally have a friend from beginning to end and beyond with your project.
Our Pella team simplifies the process, taking time to listen and find the right solution for you. And right now, get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2025.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line, and that is your way of getting into the show. You can also chime in on our YouTube stream, on the @ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Evan says there's only 2 players that are using the Torpedo bat, Chisholm and Volpe. Am I pronouncing those names correct?
He might have wrote Chisholm, but it's Jazz Chisholm.
Oh, Chisholm. Well,
Jazz Chisholm.
He probably wrote it right. I just say it wrong because baseball.
Does Jazz Chisholm sound like a baseball player's name to you, or something? What does it sound like he does for a living?
Say it again?
What is Jazz?
No. What's his name?
Jazz Chisholm.
Sounds like a basketball player to me. But maybe it's because it's Jazz, Utah Jazz.
Right.
Okay.
I was kind of thinking that too.
All right.
Why? What do you think it sounds like?
I'm just curious what you guys thought.
Okay. He says everyone else is using the normal bats. Torpedo bat is legal, and the MLB okayed it. Yes, we know it's legal, but we're asking you, do you think it should be legal? That is the real question. That is our Signing Unlimited poll question today. Time now for Throwing Stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, I usually enjoy Throwing Stones as one of our better segments every day, but unfortunately, I have to admit a wrong during Throwing Stones today, I think, guys, because we haven't mentioned it today because we got Goody talking at the NFL owners meeting and the Brewers getting blown out by torpedo bats. But there was some big Badgers news today. Badgers freshman guard Daniel Freitag entered the transfer portal today. He was the Badgers' top-rated recruit in their 2024 class. Was expected to essentially be the next Chucky Hepburn and was expected to really be his successor before Chucky entered the portal himself last offseason. And he appeared in 14 games this season, averaged like 2 minutes per game. He really had no role. And a lot of people thought, especially after Kamari McGee left and with John Blackwell, and there's an opening in the backcourt, that he would probably move into a starting role. But apparently, per Evan Flood of 247 Sports, after the Badgers returned home from Denver, Daniel Freitag had a talk with Greg Gard about his future, and he was likely to have the same role for the Badgers as a sophomore. Therefore, Freitag entered the portal today, which is tough. You have one of your top-rated recruits entering the portal because he doesn't like his role, doesn't want to stick around on a team where he could continue to grow in the wings, and maybe wants to go perform at a mid or higher level elsewhere. And unfortunately, it's making me feel like Matt Hamilton's statement from last week that the Badgers might be a quote mid-major program now. It's starting to feel true, unfortunately, as much offense as I took to it last week. So I don't know. I guess Matt Hamilton, would you like to take your victory lap today?
I mean, no. This is just where we're at in Badger basketball, and you probably look forward to it for Badger football too.
Yeah.
If there is an opportunity for a player to get more time, we all know more time on the court means more exposure, which means more money.
Yeah.
The players are allowed to do this. This is where you're going to need guys like Gard who have an absolute plan on what they're trying to do with the program. And if Greg's like, hey, you know what, this is your role for next season too, most likely, then I don't blame the kid for wanting to get out. But it just is what it is. Like, we're just going to have to be super active and diligent in the portal, and Greg Gard's going to have to try and find those guys from lower schools, low majors, or even some real...
Can you give me some examples of low majors?
Northwestern. No, really. I mean, I'm saying, when I say the Badgers are a mid-major, I'm not saying like a mid-major school. I'm saying they're mid in a major
conference.
So like low majors, it's going to be your like Northwesterns, your Penn States,
Nebraskas.
Maybe your Nebraskas, right? It's going to change obviously depending on what sport you're doing, whether it's basketball or football, but the idea is the same. Those really low schools are just the mid majors are just going to be farm projects or what?
Farm
teams.
Farm projects.
Farm projects.
Down
They're
on
going to
the
be
farm.
farm teams for the bigger schools. And then the Badgers, they're going to be a farm team for like Ohio State and some of the other big schools in other conferences. It's just the way it is. Greg Gard's going to have to be excellent in the portal to remain relevant, to make Sweet 16 an idea that the Badger fans can believe in, that actually feels like this is attainable. Like this year, it didn't happen, but it felt possible.
Which, for what it's worth, Greg Gard...
Amazing job last year.
Exactly. Especially seeing how, I know we talked about it last week, but like seeing how the Badgers were predicted going into the season versus how they ended their season. Of course, we all wanted them to go farther in the tournament.
Right.
But you talk about somebody that's navigated the transfer portal pretty well, especially when you compare him to, I don't know, Luke Fickell, who there's all this talk about how great he was going to be with the transfer portal. And yeah, he's still getting transfers too, but like, what has he done with it? Nothing.
5
Missed
wins.
bowl games. Missed bowl games
for the first time
with
in 21 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but my question about Freetag is Freitag.
Freetag.
Okay, it sounded like I said it wrong, and then I'm like, no, I said it right. My question with him is, why didn't they use him more?
He's a freshman.
I get it, but
From some of the preseason camp reports, is that
so is Knippel.
Well, Knippel is a much different recruit. Knippel was like one of the best recruits in the country.
Okay, but still, like, just because he's a freshman doesn't mean that he shouldn't play.
In the preseason practice reports that I saw and read is that he struggled with, tough defense, and he struggled with the Badgers' new offense under Kirk Penny. He just didn't fit right away. And I mean, if you can't be on the court if you don't know how to play within the system, and if you can't absorb, bigger, stronger bodies. I mean, he just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to play this year, and I guess Greg Gard kind of told him we probably don't think he'll be ready next year, apparently, which that's the tough part to me is like, hey, at least give him some time and look at him after the summer and see where he's at.
Yeah, but again, like, I think Greg Gard's got a pretty good idea of what he wants. I like that he kind of made that call.
You like that he was just pretty open and honest about it, if this is the case?
Yeah, and I like that the kid can leave, and don't get me wrong, go and make your money. But, like, it hurts a little bit more when they're just like, oh, this school's paying me more, so I'm going to go there. At least it was like, I'm not going to get time here.
Well, this is also according to what Freetag said in the story too, according to Evan Flood of 247 Sports. So we don't know. We'll never know the full story, to be honest. But
Well, if that is the case, if he was fully honest and said I wasn't going to get playing time next year either, according to Greg Gard, I don't blame him for going. It's a little bit. I can get a little bit more into the like, where's your loyalty if it's just for cash? This is an athlete who wants to play and he doesn't want to ride the pine. He doesn't want to play 2 minutes a game for the Badgers. I get that.
Doesn't want to play 2 minutes a game at a mid-major.
I get that. Maybe a lesser
He doesn't
school.
want to be in a farm
maybe
system?
he does
No.
go to a mid-major, but he could be the starting point guard.
He's going to go to a farm school. He's going to go to Texas Tech.
Yeah,
That's what he's going to do. They're paying everyone.
You'll be a Longhorn.
The Red Raiders.
I know. No. I was making like a Texas joke. Longhorns, like Texas Longhorns.
That's also the University
Farm.
of Texas.
Well,
I know.
I mean,
I
if
know.
we're gonna make this
no,
joke,
hold on. I just want
Molly,
to verify.
he's gonna be an Aggie if he's a farm.
I don't even know. Is that a farmer? I don't know what an Aggie
The
is.
Texas A&M.
They're agriculturalists.
Agriculture is
Oh,
the
that's
A.
what Aggies means?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
No, but I just want to clarify so then we don't get crazy
What
text
did you
saying that I
think an
don't
Aggie
know.
was?
No. I have no idea. Isn't it a picture of like a cowboy?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like a farmer. That's what
Okay.
cowboys are.
No, farmers and
But they're
cowboys,
ranch
two
hands.
totally different things.
We're
No,
getting way too caught up in this.
hold on. I just want to make it very well known that I know that Texas Tech is not the Longhorns. University of Texas is like, I just want to make sure everybody knows that I know my Texas schools at least a little bit, okay?
Thank
I was just
you.
making a farm Longhorns, like cows joke. Okay?
TCU.
That's the Horned Frogs.
Nailed it. All right, Houston.
Oh, I didn't know you were asking me. Rockets. No, I'm just kidding. Let's hear from Jim as he tells us about Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Every weekend, they have hundreds of winners and millions of dollars won at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. What are you waiting for? Head there this weekend. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison is for winners.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Could you imagine if I had to pretend to be somebody different than I am? I would have to be like, oh, I love my husband all the time. That would be awful. That would be horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
God.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar Giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Ideal Bar, Cahoots Bar, New Paradise Lounge, and Wilson's Bar and Grill.
March is bonus time at Audi Madison. Save $3,000 on select 2025 Audi A3, A4, A5, or Q7 models. Save $4,000 on select 2025 A6, Q5, or Q8 models. Customer bonus applied towards the purchase or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until March 31st. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Matt Buckman from Cambridge High School. You're a Blue Jay.
Yep.
What's it like to be a Blue Jay?
Oh, it's great. The support from everyone here in the school, it's a great place to be.
Play football and also golf. You had a conference championship in football.
Yep.
Going for a conference championship in basketball.
Yep.
So going for the trifecta this year, right?
Yep.
All three. How does football impact basketball, golf, and how do they kind of relate for you?
Our football coach, Coach Nellis, he always preaches to all of us about how important it is to be three-sport athletes. And he likes to take guys who played in the Super Bowl and say, well, like 80% of those guys played three sports in high school. And so I think there is like some truth to that.
This is our crew.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is coming to ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every dramatic moment, every
fly ball left field. Back. Still back. It is up and gone.
Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
If you're looking for a steak, great atmosphere, or a fantastic cocktail, look no further than Ruth's Chris in Middleton. They've got that horseshoe bar and Kevin the bartender who will remember your drink and make some of the best cocktails in town. Don't miss out on the steak sandwiches, the delicious calamari, the extensive wine list if you're a wino like me and Molly, and check out Ruth's Chris Steakhouse for all your steak needs.
For what it's worth, I am not a wino. Matt, I don't think you're a wino. You know wines. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Want to get a check of our Siding Unlimited poll question on the at ESPN Madison Twitter page. Do you think that torpedo bats should be legal? Yes, fair game, 68% of our fans say. No, should be banned, 32%. Maybe tomorrow we asked for the Tush push be banned. Actually, we probably already asked that, didn't we?
We might have.
Maybe we run it back tomorrow. We'll see and see how our fans vote on that.
We'll see what Matt LaFleur says tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see when he puts his foot in his mouth.
We'll see what he says. We will see what he says tomorrow. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
See ya.
It's a cork door.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill.